Definitive articles have complicated grammatical rules, especially for ESL practitioners who comes from a non-European language background. We will take a few slides to go over them. First, let us look at general versus specific use of a noun. General use of a noun usually occurs the first time a noun is used in a given context, and when the writer intends it for any one of a group or class. Specific use of a noun usually occurs for any one of the following reasons. The noun has already been used once in a given context. The noun is followed by a phrase or clause that restricts its identity. The noun is preceded by a superlative or a ranking adjective. The writer and the reader have a shared common knowledge about the identity of the noun. Specific noun will have a specific answer to the question, which one or ones, as that one or those ones. Definitive articles, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns refers to persons, places, or things that can be counted. Count nouns have both a singular and plural form. A contract, contracts. An appellate court, appellate courts. An easement, easements. A trial court, trial courts. One juror, 12 jurors. Uncountable nouns refer to entities or abstractions that cannot be counted. He addresses the question of how much instead of how many. How much evidence, how much negligence, how much violence, how much discretion, how much land, how much real estate, how much merchandise. This is the decision tree for using definitive articles. Step 1. Determine if the use of a noun is general or specific. If specific, answering to the question of which one with that, use the as the article. Step 2. Determine if the general noun is countable, answerable to how many, or uncountable mass noun, answerable to how much. If the general noun is an uncountable noun, no article is needed. Step 3. Determine if the general countable noun is singular or plural. If the general countable noun is singular, usually a or an applies. If the general countable noun is plural, no article is needed. Definitive articles, or how I make sense of the general versus specific nouns. An easy way to tell if the use of the is appropriate is to substitute it with the word that. If it becomes awkward or nonsensical as a result, you can usually safely omit the. For a monotheistic person, the God has spoken to me is an awkward sentence. God is a proper noun. Furthermore, for a monotheistic person, the question of which God is also not a sensible question. A monotheistic person will simply say, God has spoken to me. For a polytheistic person, the God has spoken to me makes sense as a sentence because it refers to a particular God. The word God can also be used in a non-counting spiritual sense. I realize God has spoken to me. If the reference is indefinite, i.e. it does not matter which God, Zeus, Apollo, or Athena, use an indefinite article. A God has spoken to me. Or if the reference is indefinite in plural form, I realize gods have spoken to me. Thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe.